handicap for me this what this team looks like over the next 2, 3 years. Who are the pieces they can keep? Who are the players that are going to have to go somewhere else to get a bag of cash?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I think there's a lot of interesting elements in this. One of the things that we're seeing, Zach Lowe was talking about this morning on his show, and it's something I've been talking about for a while. One of the reasons that Memphis made the Desmond Bane trade, it is very difficult right now to build with three players making max money. And the numbers I've kind of put on it relative to where the cap is now, it's going to go up with the new media deal. But you can't have three guys making 50 million. You can have two, never three. You need two guys making 50 million, one guy making above 30 million, and then a bunch of guys making between 20 and 5. And that's how you fill in that roster. That's the new model the owners built into the CBA. Well, guess what? Chet Holmgren and J-Dub are both extension eligible this summer. And they're going to get the bag because you can see how valuable they are. If Victor Wembanyama had not gotten hurt and Chet Holmgren had not gotten hurt, I still think Chet might have won Defensive Player of the Year. That's how good he is defensively. He's insane. J-Dub, I mean, last night was for all of us on J-Dub Island was like, take a look at this. So they're going to extend those guys. They got one more year because those extensions don't kick in until 26, 27, the year after next year. They got one more year. And guess who comes off the books then? Isaiah Hartenstein. So you clear off the money then. Chet moves into the center role. Hopefully he eats some spaghetti and gets a little bit thicker so he can handle getting bumped on the interior and play small ball five. You're going to have guys, they'll fill in the rest of that roster. But here's the big question I have, Chad. I look at the J-Dub situation and I think a lot of James Harden 2012. And the misconception has always been that that move was made because ownership was cheap. And that move was made because James Harden knew that he could be an MVP candidate with a exclusive deal with Adidas being the front of their entire shoe line and be that kind of a star in that kind of a market in Houston. He knew that kind of earning potential. J Dub is going to be faced with that same decision. And J Dub may have a different set of priorities and maybe like, nope, I want to be here. This is what I want. But even then, I'm of the belief you're going to have to choose between Chet and J Dub eventually. You can do it for maybe a couple of years if Bennett's like, yes, we've won two championships. I will pay for the second apron tax for a year or two. But eventually, you're going to hit that snag where it's like things didn't go right. The chemistry wasn't right. The fit wasn't right. Guys missed shots. Someone got injured. And now it's the second round. And now the pressure is how do you get back to that top level? And the only way to do that is to trade one of those big three because the second apron rules in the NBA CBA do not allow it. The other big one, Cason Wallace is extension eligible next summer. And to me, Cason Wallace is a guy that I would absolutely want to be investing in. Like he's a sneaky guy that can wind up being an elite level defender. He's got more bounce off creation. He's a good shooter. Like Cason Wallace next year, maybe one of the biggest names that we're talking about on the free agency market and talking about possible sign and trade situations for OKC. Kenrick Williams next summer, I think is going to be a big choice. OKC's got next year to contend. They might be the first team to go back to back since 2018. But the talk around the league and all these shows of like, how many titles is OKC going to win? I'm setting the over at 2.5. I'm like, let's settle down because this era is absolutely designed to prevent that, and it's even harder in markets like OKC.